Find product links below and hundreds more videos on my channel.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So I wanted to show you how I'm shooting some product photos for clients which allow the viewer to then click and drag to rotate that image on their browser. And so this software is called Rotary View, and it allows you to create these images and put them wherever you want on the internet. And the software is online as well, which means you don't need to worry about compatibility issues most of the time. It's just quite simple and easy. And basically what you do is you take a photo, well, it's made of a bunch of photos, so you rotate, take a photo, rotate, take a photo, and you continue to do that for, I don't know, around 20, 30 images, depending on how many you want. I mean, basically, the more you put, the higher quality is going to be, sort of going to be a smoother turn. But basically, it takes around about a minute or two to take the photo, so it's not very long, and then it takes just a few minutes to sort of edit the image using the online editor, and it's very quick. So the way I have this set up here is a somewhat more complicated lighting setup, but in the second part of this video, which is going to be on the computer where I'll show you the software itself, then I'm actually going to show you a very not perfect lighting setup and show you how the software just cuts out the background for you. So here, as you can see, the background is basically perfect. Because I've set up a very good lighting setup. So I've got a big umbrella and a light there, and then I have this light tent being used, instead of a tent, just being used as a background. So I'm using this as a diffuser, which came with the tent, and then just a light in there. And that's giving me this really beautiful white background. And then these things aren't really needed. I just put them there because I was shooting something much heavier earlier. So these poles are like holding this thing, giving me more of a flat surface. But basically, this is still a fairly simple setup, not as expensive as it looks. This was around £15. That umbrella was a little expensive, around £30, but you can get one that's almost as big for around about £5 to £7, like a 1 meter umbrella. And then these lights, these are around about £160, but that's just because I have these. I've shot a lot of products using much less expensive lights, something that costs around £25 per unit. So not very expensive. These, just because I have these, so I'm using these, but you can go with a setup that costs a lot less than this. So that's the Aputure 528. There's one there, and there's one there. And so this setup looks a little sort of complicated and expensive, but it's not actually that expensive, and it can be done for quite cheap. And one thing you could also do for around about, I think, £9 or something, you can get a rotating platform like this. I'll put a link below. And this is great for video too, when you want to do rotating videos. And so I'll probably post a video about that sometime soon with some footage and stuff. But overall, it's not a very complicated setup, and if you want to go with something really simple, just like a piece of paper and one light pointed at the ceiling, sort of bouncing off the ceiling down, then that's going to work as well most of the time. So let me show you how I do this. Basically, camera on, and right now I've set it up in a way that I don't have to crop it on the computer. And the software, I think the software can crop automatically, but I've already cropped it in camera. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. So to crop it, I found that I had to go into the menu and then change the aspect ratio, but that only works in live view. So if I'm not in live view and I take that photo, it's not gonna crop it. So I have to shoot in live view, which is not really a big issue. So I shoot in live view, and it gives me a cropped image. And then obviously this thing would be centered, and what I would do, I would go like this, and I have a Yongnuo RF603 trigger, and these are around $30 for a set like this, but you can get much cheaper triggers, and you don't even have to use a trigger. You could, just be careful not to shake the camera and then just trigger it with your hand. But with a trigger like this, it's easier. And so you can get a trigger for around about $5 or so, both wireless and wired, depending on your camera. And most cameras will accept a trigger, some won't, meaning you just need to put it on a tripod and then just very gently, being careful not to shake the camera, just pressing the camera's trigger. And so I would take a photo like this, then turn, take a photo, turn, take a photo. It's very quick. It takes around about a minute or so to do an image like this. And then once I've done the full 360 turn, and I make sure that I've brought the thing all the way back to here, then I take that into the computer and process that, which is very quick. It's just all done with automatic software in RotoReview, and it's all online, so just upload the photos and then let RotoReview basically do the rest. And so I'm going to show you that in part 2. And that's mostly it. That's basically how I'm doing it. It's very easy, it's very quick, and it's giving me really nice results. And what you can do to save a little bit of time if you don't have a fast internet connection is you can also go into the menu, and you can change the quality of your images to something that's more relevant to online stuff. So let's say over here, you know, you could go with something like small 1, I guess. What size is that? Yeah, I mean, even the smallest one, small 3, 720 pixels by 480 pixels, even that is fine for online, but you can go a little larger. I mean, that's going to create quite small files for you. And you want to remember to shoot in JPEG, because if you're shooting in RAW, then that's going to mean that you can't upload directly to RotoReview. As far as I know, it wouldn't accept RAWs. I haven't actually tried that, but generally you want to just shoot on JPEG, and that's going to keep your file size way smaller as well. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos, and I'll see you soon.